Hey guys, M12, Warthog here, back with another episode of Strategy Guide. In this Strategy Guide, we are playing the Three Emperors, scenario on the official Asian Empires, map. And we're playing Three Emperors, Three Empires, and all that stuff. So, I've taken the time to look at the map here, and I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what I think is going to happen. Now, in my opinion, I already see three very good places to start out with. Now, I may not even be able to properly pronounce these ones. Langha Hisu is probably going to be a good one to start out with. The reason being is that you can quickly move up here, move down here, and the water acts as a natural barrier early on, as most people only have one territory to start out with, which means you're not getting as much tax money from all the other people, so they're not going to have a whole lot of money for disembarkment fees to make navies. Although that allows you to spend little money, such as maybe one or two forces, one or two troops per each time you want to spread out and go to these places here and capture most of all Australia, or not all of Australia is available on the map, but most of it. Some of these islands over here, some of the Hawaiian islands out here, if you want to control the island hopping maneuver. Now these ones here, these five here, are definitely going to expand as much as they can and go for a game of land grab along with this one, but this one's a little bit distant from all of the ones that are right in between each other. These 4 or 5 here, right here, they're going to try and grab all the surrounding territory. And I predict that some of these guys are going to get taken out early on because they can easily attack a territory with their leader and that can destroy them. Especially the Tibians here, because they can only, because of the mountains, protect them from 5 different territories, but they can only expand through here. So they're very limited. They can't go out to here, 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 and here. Early on, they're very limited because of the mountain range here, as you guys can see. But over here at the Kushan Empire, Kushan Empire, they sort of have a lot of room to expand. They can expand down into the Middle East here, up here towards these lakes and seas over here. Along with this one, which pretty much can expand if they expand this 3 this way, 3 this way. And can pretty much make a line of border and then grab all of this. Maybe some of these Arctic islands up here, maybe even later on. Now this one here, the Gorugairu, I'm not even sure how you pronounce these, and I'm sorry if you're a descendant of any of these places and you're offended by it, but I cannot pronounce any of them properly. I don't speak the Asian languages required to properly pronounce them, so I think my prediction is they're probably going to get some of these islands over here, and whatnot, but, these islands around here, maybe some of the Arctic islands, maybe not all of them. It really depends upon how fast these guys try to go for the islands over here. Amul could probably definitely get some, but I think this empire here is definitely going to go for the land grab for island hopping, and I think Wu, out of all 4 of these, seems like they have the best option for expansion, because they can go they can get 3 first turn, but they also have access to water. And I think that's sort of good, because they're a little bit more spaced out, but they're still close enough to where they're going to have early conflict, but they're a little bit more spaced out. So they have maybe an extra turn or 2 to think about stuff before they actually get into conflict. Whereas this one, the Fuhan and the Pairu, I think is how you say that, are 1 territory difference. If either one takes this territory here or this one here, they're automatically at borders with each other. Conflicts will probably arise. In the Stavana? I'm not sure if I pronounced that right either. Can pretty much get most of modern day India here, probably Sri Lanka here when they expand onto their borders. Now for me, I think I've already picked out the tribe that I want to play as, because this is more or less a dispute between tribes, and I think all these are somehow having to do with the with the civilization known as the Chinese. Okay, there's pop-ups happening all over the place. Okay, so I think I'm going to start as this one. Lang Hasu. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. Okay. So what I'm going to do, and this is going to be pretty easy, is I'm going to send 20 troops there, 20 troops here, and I'm going to send 50 there. But of course, on my next turn, I'm going to buy more reinforcements for my capital. Now, there's no actual capital that you start out with, but I refer to a capital as the territory that your leader starts out in. So it's something I use to, something I say so that I can, it helps me think when I'm referring to other people's territory and where we need to go and that kind of thing. Okay, so now that I got this and I bought more territory here, I could easily go here, but I don't want to be in immediate conflicts of any kind. I think what I'm gonna do is send 20 here and 20 there on my next turn when we have more command points or action points. And another reason why I didn't go here is because I didn't want to waste an action point to find out that they took this. As we guys can see, these people are expanding. They got conflicts with other territories. And like I said, this one's probably going to have a lot of room to expand. This one too, but they're expanding right into the enemies and trying to take what they have. And that might trying to take whatever territory is open and trying to limit them, which is sort of a good idea. But they also need to focus on expanding into areas that are unclaimed, as that will allow them to get the greatest chance at expanding their territory and their empire. Okay, so what I'm going to do is move 20 here, and then from here I'm going to have it move to these two here. This one's going to move here, and so forth. Now, another thing I'm going to do, seeing as I'm right here, is I'm going to buy 60. Of course, a lot of the things I buy are going to be naval forces. Now, half of your army is the cost for disembarkment fees. So take that into mind if you're doing island hopping. You're going to have to pay half. So I paid 64 for an army, and that means 30%. It will cost 30 gold to just send that army out there. It's not in percentage, it's just half. Half of whatever you have. If you think about it that way, it's much easier to remember how much you're going to have to shell out when you want to conquer something. Okay, I meant to send 10 there and then 10 there, but I accidentally did that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I have to send 20 here because this territory can't go to here, but we can have 10 that way and 10 this way, I guess, and then have this one go down here. Who knows? Or maybe, yeah. Or maybe I could have 10 go here, 10 go here, and then 10 go here, and then we already have all that. Okay. So, not bad. What I'm going to do is put 20 there, because I know this territory is going to go, this nation's going to go and try and grab this here. I'm going to send 10 that way, and I'm going to move this here. That way we can be ready to claim other islands as well. And if I have to, I probably could attack their leader directly and try and get all the islands that they're trying to take from me, which seems like they're gonna do. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is get this territory here. Right now it's all gonna be about expansion. And I'm gonna expand to here. And I'm gonna send 10 that way. And keep in mind, early on, action points are gonna be a limiting factor on how many moves you can make. But later on, if you get bigger territories, you're really not gonna have to worry about that so much. Okay. Now we're gonna finish with the rest of Australia, which is pretty much ours for the taking early on, if you go right for it. It allows you to get all of this territory. Actually, quite good idea. Now, of course, when you start to get, say, like, over 100 gold coins, you definitely want to buy more troops for your capital, because on the water, it's enemies are easily able to conquer that territory if they need to. Because they can easily go, this naval force here is more than capable of attacking our capital directly, and hence the reinforcements. But also taking note that all capitals in this game seem to be started out with fortifications. If I go here, I can't buy it. I can trade a providence in this scenario, but to me, I don't really use that. I'm not going to really be using that function, as this is more or less a strategy guide on how to strategically move armies and what to do for this set scenario. So, what we're going to do is claim this one here, claim this here, and probably we're going to get one of these two islands up here just so that we can have a territory up here to be able to see, you know, what's going on and all that stuff. I think it's a great idea. I can get 29. I'll make it an even 30. Okay, we're sending that out. Now let's see. What do we want to do after the moment? Well, at the moment, I think it would be good to have some allies. Some people that we can rely on not to attack us now until we're ready to demolish them to smithereens. So what I'm going to do is go to this province and send him a request of peace. Hopefully he'll accept my generous offer. And if he doesn't accept, I'll send him a few coins if he needs convincing. A nation just died, but that doesn't matter, it's not ours. It's not someone on our border, so we don't really have to be all too worried. Okay. Gonna send 10 there. Gonna send 10 here. Now, I know I'm sending little troops and we're dividing up. So if someone came in with a lot of troops, they can do that, but no one has yet to declare war on us. So what I'm gonna do is probably arm these islands here that I just conquered, and then these two, and then maybe a few of these down here because they're much closer to our capital. That way we have troops that we can immediately put onto the water if we need to defend our nation's leader and all that stuff. Plus all these, if we just maintain a strong presence here, probably no one's going to go after them because it's too far away. But you know, anything could happen in this game, okay. So why don't I start by putting 20 more troops there. And maybe 20 more here. Okay. They've accepted our peace treaty. That's good. We're not directly near them. Normally, when you offer peace treaties, you definitely want to do it not to your direct neighbors, because usually they'll think that you're just trying to trick them, eventually destroy them. But if they offer it, then maybe you could accept it, but they may be trying to do the same thing to you. I do prefer to do it with people who are farther away from me. That way I'm like, hey, do you want to be in alliance? I'm nowhere in a position to attack you, so clearly I'm not trying to ruse or trick you or anything. That's sort of the message I'm trying to send usually when I do this multiplayer stuff. Okay. So for now, I think we're doing good. We could take this and get a foothold on mainland. I don't know if I want to do that right away. But we'll make 10 forces and we'll put them there if we need to. Or we could attack this nation here if we want. But probably not right away. Now another thing I've realized is that because we're on islands, we don't have a whole lot of population. And that can be a bit of a problem when you're trying to defend yourself. But I need not worry because the water sort of act as an economic barrier. for my troops because no one wants to go and attack, spend a bunch of money just to attack them. Plus, now I got this up here so I can see what's going on over here. They're expanding to limit the expansion of these guys, and it looks like they have the coastline here. So this empire here could freely grab these islands here if they wanted to go for it, but it may be a race between me and them. Seems like they have room to expand here. Our guys that we're at peace with are pretty much limited by land from this front here and this front here. As I said, this one will pretty much get most of modern-day India. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but it looks accurate enough for my guess. I might get Sri Lanka down there, I don't know. I might take it in case I ever want to launch naval raids on this coastline here, this one here, although not this one because we're at peace with them for now. But do take into consideration that this is domination victory requirements, which means you either have to get Grand Ruler and have people agree to your election of recognition, everyone, or conquer everything in order to get a victory. So, that in mind, probably not going to attack them anytime soon until we're fully ready to take on a full nation. Although we'd only have like 3, maybe 4 land borders. I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. 4, they'd be easy to attack. I mean, if we took these guys out, and our enemies here, we'd have a foothold right around this guy's empire, and we have 3 more territory, but only 2 land borders, as the rest of ours are borders through water. I guess we could get some stuff done. Although it's gonna bring down our happiness a lot. Create a providence. We could buy providences and stuff, but I don't want to do that. Okay, I'd lose 20 happiness. I want to get my happiness up to 90% before I do that. Anything close to 60, and anything within the 60s, like 69 to like 60, you're in the danger zone of having territories starting to revolt against you. Although if it's only 1 or 2 territories, you can just distribute money there. If it's a bunch of them, just take the time and distribute money to all places, to your whole entire empire, with the distribute money feature here. But that only does it to all territories within your empire, but also, even if you do that, allows you to distribute money again to an individual empire. A territory in your empire, which is kind of good because it can increase the happiness even more and make people less likely to revolt. Okay. So let's see here. What do I want to do? Well, I definitely know that this empire here, what are they called? I forget. Fuhan would be a great target to take out. I think we're gonna go and attack them. But first, I need some people to attack them with. Okay, so let's get our army, get 90 of those, and that costs 45. I guess we could just use this turn as a prep phase, because we don't... Okay. Move that there. Put 10 there. We got 100. And they move their leader to there. Now that makes it sort of easier for us, because if we were to attack them there, the 3 surrounding territories here, here, and here would be able to send troops directly here and support it. Whereas in this case, only this territory is able to support their leader, who could easily be under attack. Plus, they're not in their fortified city, which provides a better defense bonus. So right now, they're making a bad strategic move, and it's my turn to capitalize on all of this. Now, I know we're a bit risky with the amount of happiness, but I'm fine with this because it doesn't look like any of our territories are revolting, although that does have a volcano there, and I'm not sure if that's anything to do with an accurate representation. But distributing money not only does increase happiness, but allows the future. But it is good in the long run because it allows you to increase the output in the future of coins that town can make. Okay, so not bad. We got a few more better populated cities, and I think what I'm gonna do, because these are land borders and more likely to get attacked, is put 40 troops on each one. Although I don't think I can do that on that territory, which is a bit smaller. No worries, I'll put 40 here, and I will be able to move that up to here. So at the moment, it looks like I'm doing pretty well. We got some other big empires and other big players. This is a bit of a smaller map, but it does allow you to get Grand Ruler faster if you want, but it also allows your enemies to get that much faster as well. So now that I take a look at this, the person in second place is there's a tie for second place between 3 empires. One of them is our ally. From the looks of it, they have about 9%, 9.4%. We have 28%. Now we could get more easily if we send naval fleets and all that stuff. I think I'm going to do that next turn. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put 40 there. Now, tax season did occur, and we're getting a lot more money, so we can afford to put more troops in. Now, I'm not putting as much troops as I'm going to put on other things, because this place is not a land border, but it is close enough to where the turn after someone makes a naval fleet, this place could be raided. These are land borders, so I'm probably going to put more troops here. I'm going to do that there. Now, you also got to pay attention to other things. They have 105 troops there. They could easily take out this territory or this territory if they chose. From the looks of it, they're at war with these people here, and that's completely understandable as to why they're doing that. Okay. So now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to send 10 troops there. I'm going to put 10 here. Put 10 there. I'm going to put this here, and we'll go to this island next turn. Now, I want to get all of these islands up here, and it would be very good and very beneficial for me if I did that. So I think I'm going to do that there. And now, I'm not going to spend all of my money this turn, even though that I got taxes in, because I want to have a few extra in case next turn, in case someone tries to capitalize on the fact that they have more money and declare war on me and attack me. Of course, I've armed my borders to make it difficult for them to do that, but this is still just in case, because in this game, anything can happen and you won't even know. Okay. Okay. And move this here. So let me see. Now, I want to go to war against one of these two nations here. That's probably a given. They're bordering me, and of course, only one person can win this game. So what I'm probably going to do is make peace with one, declare war on the other. Now, because I easily border their capital, and I could launch a two-pronged attack against this territory here and this one here, I'd pretty much almost guarantee that I would get their leader, unless the other nations attack them. Although they're neutral with this one, and they're at peace with this one. They're not necessarily allies, so they wouldn't attack us unless they think it would directly benefit them. Though I'm in the lead with the most amount of territories last time I checked, I probably wouldn't have to worry about that now. But first, why don't I just get 3 more territory to increase our power and our view of the whole area. I pretty much almost own all of the territories in the Pacific, all the islands in the Pacific, so we pretty much have naval superiority on this half of the map here. We can, if someone drives a naval force through here, they're not necessarily attacking me, I could put troops on here and follow them and figure out where they're going. If they get too close to my capital, no, I could always attack them, take them by surprise if I want to, because here, if someone is to move, say, a naval force here, I could have a naval force come from here and attack it, from here and attack it, from any direction. So if they try to move down here and here, but I have someone moving up through here, and we've declared war on them and attack them, they have to stop and fight us here. So they won't be able to get to here, and it can take them completely by surprise. So maneuvering through those waters there, through all those islands, is going to be kind of hard. Especially because some empires who owned all these chain islands would usually, through these chain islands right here, would pretty much set up barriers, and the only way to get through is if you paid a tax, so otherwise you had to turn your boat around and go somewhere else. Okay. Gotta put more troops there. Gonna put 70 there. I'm gonna put the rest here. Now what I'm gonna do is request an alliance from him. And now what we're gonna do is declare war on these guys. Now my happiness did go down. Before I do this, I want to check, make sure no territories are a bit unhappy. It doesn't look like they are, but I'm gonna be more wary of this in the future. Well, I'm desperate for expansion at the moment. So what I'm going to do now is send 100 this way, leaving 40 behind. Now I'm going to attack with this one, because if we take out this territory that we're attacking, this is no longer a land border, and we don't really have to worry about much defense, although I could always send forces from this town here to this territory here or here if they try to launch a naval assault. But they won't be able to attack us directly from land without us knowing. Okay, so that went bad. They moved all their forces into one. So I'm going to put this here. I'm going to move this. I'm going to move troops here. And now what I'm going to do is put all of those in there. I need to put everything that I can up there. True, it was be more than enough to take out their capital last turn, but we weren't able to quite do that right away because they moved all their forces there, and there has been no way that we've been able to do that ourselves. Okay, gonna buy more troops and send everything we have at them. I also want to take note as to have these guys be at peace with us. Maybe they'll accept that, but I also want to take note they have 234 troops on a border right now. Now, the question is it's not really a question, but sometimes you have to question yourself whether or not they will have more troops next turn, because the number you see from the amount of troops they have on a border is what they'll have at the end of their turn. At the end of their last turn. What they have now is what they have when all the moves are put into play and you attack is going to be different, because I may have 40 here, but when they come to it, say this empire tries to attack me, they'll think that I'll have 40 here, but I could have bought 500 extra troops for that one territory because they knew they were attacking it. You know, you don't know until something happens. You really don't know who's going to attack you until it happens, and you really can't know how many troops they actually have on their borders. Those are just mere indications of who has what, but nothing superficial that can actually tell you for a definite what they're going to have when you attack. sometimes sending more troops than you think that you'll need is probably the best bet, if you have the option to do so. Okay, we were at peace with them, but now we're forming an alliance with them. Okay. Now I'm going to move troops here. Now I'm constantly attacking their capital. Now the reason for this is to prevent them from buying more troops, or reduce the amount of troops that they'll have available to protect that territory. As long as I attack it, they're losing troops, and that is good. So that allows us to get troops and keep sending them at him, and we won't lose as many because they have less amount of troops each turn. Eventually we will get their territory. I have 50 this time. Now I'm going to send 30. And we probably should have more than enough. Now, on the other hand, we're at peace with this nation here. So pretty much, we will be able to not be attacked by them or this nation here, because we're in alliance with them. So we could just take our time and arm these territories if we want. Now, on the other hand, we're going to need to find a way to find out where this nation's leader is and take them out as soon as possible. So they pose a big threat because they are a big nation as well. I wouldn't be surprised if someone is just as close as I am. Tibians, yeah, they're 17%. Wow. And we're almost close to getting Grand Ruler status. And they still survive that with 5. Wow. I thought for sure, because I had more troops, that would be able to actually get that. Anyway, it seems like at the end of each turn they have less and less troops. Now they're getting more and more. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do in order to get this, I'm going to need to send more troops their way next turn. Okay. I thought it would be super easy, but it seems like the fortifications do a lot more than I thought they did in this scenario. Also, the first initial attack probably should have been all forces here rather than attacking this territory and that territory. But you want to know what? I'm completely fine with how things are going at the moment. I'm pretty much going to have to attack them constantly now. And that's the thing with this strategy, is that you're not going to know. I don't want to move these guys from a border, but I guess I will. When I get more than 30 coins a turn, because I'm getting that about that much, it'll be quite useful for me. Why are they losing happiness if they're in line? I don't know. We'll just accept it, because I don't want to be at war when I attack this. Okay. So, I'm going to have more troops than them, but of course they're going to be fortified, so getting this is not going to be easy. But next turn, I will have taxes, and I will be able to buy forces and directly attack them with a bunch of them. Crap. Okay, well that did not work out in our favor. But you want to know what? That is fine. I'm going to buy 100 here. I'm going to buy 9 there because I can't buy a whole lot because I spent a ton of money on that crap. Which is a load of crap if you ask me. I attacked that territory the most, and I still did not get what I wanted. I'm going to put 20 there. Now this territory probably is... Yeah, 36. Yeah, they're almost at the same level as me. And I don't like that one bit. So you want to know what that means? I'm going to have to plot an attack, a sneak attack on my enemies. But you want to know what? I think that's I think that will be done in the next episode of Strategy Guide. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, taking the time to leave any comments, questions, or feedback for me in the comment section down below would be highly appreciated. And I will see you guys later. Bye-bye!